friends, welcome back to my channel. It is time for us to do a second round of products I regret buying. I literally have a whole bucket's worth of products that I have been collecting, so let's go ahead and talk about them. The first one that I have is my Fortune Cookie Soap Skywalker Spray Lotion. The idea of a spray lotion is lovely. However, this spray lotion is awful. First off, I don't love the scent of it. It has like a herbally medicinal scent that I'm just not into, but I was going out to my parents' house Memorial Day weekend in Maine, and I wanted to have like a convenient, easy to use lotion. So I was like, oh, I'll just bring this with me. It was horrendous. First off, it's very hard to like spray the right amount to be able to rub all over your body. And then once you get your hands lotioned, it's really difficult to hold the bottle and spray. But aside from that, it's dry. Like, it's such a dry lotion. I don't know if it was just the Skywalker one, if it's all of their spray lotions, but like, I don't want to find out. I literally would spray this in the morning, and we were going out, like we were outside, we were walking, and like I kept scratching. And Ben was like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? And I was like, my lotion, my skin is so dry. My lotion is just not moisturizing enough. And it's not like it wasn't like nice and warm and like a little bit muggy out. Like, there was no need for my skin to feel that dried out. It just didn't make any sense. And I first wasn't sure if it was just like my body getting used to sunshine again. But literally coming back to Massachusetts, I put my Bath & Body Works like regular summer lotion on, and I've not had any dry skin. So this had to be the culprit. I do not plan on finishing this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out, and I would not recommend it. If you guys have any other experience with their spray lotion, let me know in the comments below, but this was definitely awful. The next thing that I have are a roundup of like press-on nails, but the reason why I regret getting them is not because of performance, it's because of nail shape. I have 3 of the oval edition from Impress Nails, and these have just like sat in my collection unused by me. The first one that I actually have worn these once. They're the Free Your Mind. Like, I love the colors, I love the stripes. Next one that I have are these really pretty pink ones with some pearls. They are called Next Wave. Oh, I've never worn them, but I thought they were so pretty when I picked them up. And then the last ones, again, I've also never worn these ones. These are in Sleet. They've got a metallic nail. My complaint with the Impress Oval editions is that, one, I feel like they look really artificial on my nails. Like, I don't feel like the square ones look that fake in person, and a lot of people oftentimes will be surprised when they say to me in public, like, oh my god, I love your nails, and I'm like, oh, they're just press-on nails, but thank you, and they're like, what? Those are press-on? Like, they're very surprised. But I feel like with the oval ones, they just don't look as natural, at least on me. But my second complaint with them is that when I have gone outside my comfort zone and I have worn them, they get really misshapen really easily. Yes, they're an oval shape, but I find that like the ovalness starts to get really worn down very early on in the wearing of them, and they just don't hold up that well. And so they've literally just been sitting in my collection, like plaguing my collection, and finally I was like, it's time to just admit that I don't like oval nails. The one thing, if I could recommend one thing to Impress Nail, if they care, would be make the patterns in both types of nails. Like, I would go gaga over square nails like this. I would absolutely love that, but it tends to be like one pattern is one shape and that's it, and I think that's a real misstep. Like, I don't think it could be that difficult to convert this into a square nail and vice versa. So, not a fan of these. The other ones that I have that are also oval are from Dashing Diva. These are in the Starlight. Absolutely gorgeous. I really love like French tip nails that aren't your typical white and pink. I really like that. But when I put these on, I thought they looked awful. They are very long, and I just don't like how long they made my fingers look. Like, I personally think I have little like witch fingers. I have like really like pronounced knuckles, and like I have these knobbly fingers, and I feel like this was just so strange to admit, but I feel like these just made them look more like witch-like. So for that reason, I'm gonna go ahead and also admit that I regret these and let them go. The next thing that I have, this could be a whole rant. I thought about doing a whole separate video on it, and I was like, no, just let it go. I picked up on a whim the Kiss Gel Fantasy nails in the short length in, I think this is called Cortez. I don't know if that's the right name. I personally am always very drawn to Kiss nails at the store. I think they have beautiful patterns and they have jewels and crystals. Like, there are so many really lovely nails, but they are like talons. I don't know if it's just my preference or the fact that I have small nail beds that I don't have a lot of nail runway to work with. Even when my nails are at their longest, like, there's not a lot of nail attached to my nail bed before it starts to go its own way. So when I saw that they had these short ones, they even actually have like extra short. I don't know if that's the right name for it, but they do have a step below short. Maybe it's like really short or super short. It does not matter. I got these because I was like, oh, I like these. They're size short. Like, this will be lovely. Well, they've got a couple of things to them. First, they're more expensive than Impress nails. Second, there are two ways that you can apply them. You could put the adhesive tab on the back, or you could go with straight glue. I decided to go with the adhesive tab application, and basically you have to like make what Impress already gives you. You have to lay the adhesive on your nail and then lay the nail down on top of it. So it's like very old school, what you imagine Impress nails to be or artificial nails to be. But I will say, while it was more time consuming, it wasn't like that challenging, and the adhesive pad is like not like double-sided tape. It's like a nice actual cushion pad, just like you would get on Impress nails. I opted stupidly to not apply nail glue like I normally would do. A lot of people on my tips and tricks for applying the Impress nails have been like, I really think it's a bad idea that you use the glue and the adhesive. So against my better judgment, I was like, well, let me try these without the glue. Oh, sweet Jesus. It was so bad. Immediately, like 2 hours after I applied them, I could feel them starting to come up to separate. And it wasn't the adhesive, it was the adhesive to the nail. So the adhesive that I had pressed onto my real nail was like glue, but the nail to the adhesive wasn't jiving. So I started to have nails pop off left and right. And again, against my better judgment, rather than just like calling it a day and being like, nah girl, it's fine, let them go, get some Impress nails, I glued them on. And even with the glue, they still didn't hold very well. And I don't know if it's because one of the pluses I liked about these nails compared to Impress is that they're a little bit sleeker. They're like a little bit of a thinner, more narrow nail, which I also think Dashing Diva is on the thinner side. Now, Impress has improved that and they've made a thinner nail, but these are just like, they felt thin and sleek, and I was liking it when I first had them. I really like the look of them on my nails. But I don't know if that's why they don't hold up as well, but I literally got so frustrated wearing these, and I will never buy Kiss nails again. I can't do it to myself. When there are so many other brands that are phenomenal, I just felt like these were subpar. And maybe if I had gone with straight glue application, I would have been fine. I don't know, but I'm not gonna try it again because it was just super aggravating and they cost more money. So no, definitely pass on these. I have two pigments from Wet n Wild. They're the Color Icon Loose Pigments. This is Mythical Dreams, and this one is Pegasus Flutter. I don't know who I was when I bought these, but I was like, ooh, those are pretty, come home to me. The payout with these is not great. Like, they do not look like this on my eyes. They're more like an eyeshadow topper. And I don't live the eyeshadow topper lifestyle. I just want shadow on my eyes that I can see. This isn't it, so I'm finally going to part with these. I also have this e.l.f. Custom Compact. These were on super sale when e.l.f. was getting rid of these off of their site. And so I picked up the compact and I picked up these 4 shades. I think they are all really pretty, But here's my complaint. They all have craft chunky glitter in them. And when you apply them, that glitter falls under your eyes and it just isn't worth it. I have so much shadow in my collection. I've officially shown you guys all the shadow in my collection, both drugstore and high-end. And I don't have time for this. I don't have time to play around with shadows that I don't like. So these are gone. I am also saying goodbye to these two ColourPop Super Shock shadows. This is in Summer Loving and this one is in Utopia. This is the same problem as the e.l.f. shadows that I just showed you. Both of these are super like glittery. They don't have opacity. They're really just meant to be toppers. And I don't like that. I don't think that, first off, the Super Shock formula is phenomenal for layering up eyeshadows. And two, I just feel like I wanted them to be the colors that they are in here, and they're not. So I'm going to finally let them go. I don't naturally gravitate towards single shadows anyways, so if I'm not in love with them, they'll never get touched. So I was suckered into buying these, and I'm going to now be very selective with the Super Shock shadows because they're not, to me, a go-to formula, and I've just had more misses than I've had hits with them. I have this pressed powder. This is from Physicians Formula. It's the Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Oh So Radiant Powder with SPF 20. It's supposed to be translucent. Okay, here's my gripe with this. Maybe you'll notice there's like a sheen coming off this powder. Oh yeah, that's intense. It's an intense sheen. So I used this as a setting powder one time, and Ben was like, what's happening to your face? I was like, what? He's like, your face is like very shiny. Not like oily shiny, but like you have shiny powder on your face, like a metallic almost type of powder. And I was like, oh, this is the only thing different about my makeup than usual, so like maybe it's this. And then I realized there was an overspray. So then I like scrubbed the overspray off. And I was like, oh, that'll fix it. Oh, no. You see how shiny that is? Like, I think it's supposed to be that way. Like, it's supposed to be a like brightening powder, but it's like not naturally pretty bright. It's like a not nice bright, not a flattering bright for your face. So this is going. I also have the LOC Liquid Shimmer Shadow that I got in Eclipse. I really wanted to like this, but here's my problem. I just don't wear lid colors like this. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this because it just isn't what I naturally would wear. Like, yes, today I have a darker lid on, but that's not my normal MO. So it just never gets used, and I just am tired of having it around. Like, I feel like this could be really cool and awesome if it were a much lighter, like a champagne color, not this one. Then I've got the Twinkle Lips Glow Color in Glow Pink. It's supposed to like be pH adjusting to like your particular skin, but it's supposed to be like a color adjusting. So this one is pink, but it's supposed to adjust to like the right shade pink for my skin. That feels super hokey, and let me tell you, I don't know if it will actually react on my hand. It feels nice and balmy, like I like that about it. It feels like a chapstick, but it comes off, apparently my pH says like make a really vibrant, not cute pink, and it doesn't look nice on me. It's not flattering, and so while I love the chapsticky feel of this, and I could have probably whipped through this pretty quickly if I liked the shade, I don't like the shade, so it's gotta go. I also have this Buxom Satin Seduction eyeshadow. There was a glitch on Sephora's site where you could buy shadows and get the like Buxom eyeshadow palette that it comes with for free. And normally you had to like pay a bundle deal. So I think I paid like, I don't know, $10 for some Buxom shadows and a Buxom palette, but like the shadows that they had on the website were very, very picked through because people were aware of this glitch. And I was actually surprised Sephora didn't cancel all of our orders, but they didn't. So I got this one, and I thought this would be a really great color for me. But the problem is, you can see I like swatched it there, or maybe you can't, because there's not a lot of pigment. Like, this is not a super pigmented color, and I don't want to have to pack and pack and pack color onto the moving part of my lid because I have slightly hooded eyes, and so that's eventually going to either like crease or fall off. Like, it's not a good look for me to have to pack a lot of color onto my lid. And so for that reason, I'm just gonna go ahead and just get rid of this. Like, it's just not a color I'd recommend. And I have to say, I wasn't overly impressed with any of the shadows that I've gotten from Buxom, but I haven't played with them enough to definitively decide that I want to get rid of all of them. But in the meantime, this one's gone. I've also got some of the brushes from the Wet n Wild collection. And to be honest, I can't really gripe that much because I got like a bajillion brushes for $20. And so I don't regret buying the entire kit. But in hindsight, I feel like the kit had a number of duds in there for brushes, and these are 3 of the duds. First is, they don't have any names, so I just have this like flat shadow brush. This just doesn't really work for my eye shape, and it doesn't pick up products super effectively, so I'm just not into it, and I definitely regret having it for as long as I did. And the same thing with this other shadow. Like, you can see here, this shadow brush, it like sucked up a lot of the product and then wasn't able to pack it on my eye. So I just didn't feel like either one of these were that great. And then I have this powder brush. She's looking real rough. The bristles are like very unevenly cut, as you can see here. I also would always have a really hard time cleaning this. Like, it just seemed to really suck up product and then not be able to be cleaned out no matter what type of cleaning product I tried to use. And it just didn't very like effectively lay product onto my face. So I definitely regret having this one as well. And like, I've got a number of good face brushes. I don't know how this one hung on for as long as it did. I also have this Royal & Langnickel Moda Pro pointed blush brush. This thing is bad. I don't feel like this is a great blush brush. I feel like it puts product on kind of patchy, doesn't really blend it out very well. I do like the like texture of the handle here, which is nice, but I feel like these are kind of pricey for what they are, and I didn't think it was the most effective Royal & Langnickel brush that I have received. The last thing that I have is the NYX Dark Circle Concealer. This is in the shade Fair. I just have found with these that none of the colors that I have are, one, a really good color match for me. So like Fair, Ivory, Light, none of those are an actual like match, which is odd that none of them really matches for me. But the other problem is this sinks into fine lines and it accentuates those fine lines. And so I would use this under my under eyes to try to combat like under eye darkness, and it just made everything worse. So this is definitely a no-go. I'm not even sure they still make this stuff, but it is out of my life. All right, guys, that was a lot of products to talk about, a lot of negativity in here, but I just feel like as I've been going through my collection and focusing more on using what I have, I finally have enough understanding of what products aren't jiving for me and what ones I totally regret. And I think it's important to share both things that I love and things that I don't love so much. So I hope you enjoyed hearing from me today, and I'll talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye.